Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful desktop calendar, and I've been inspired by Julia Ost, a design team member from Stamperia, and I will link that video down below in the description if you want to go ahead and watch it. I did do some modifications to what the original project was. So over here I have used a Stamperia paper Savana, and I absolutely love animals, as you can see. So I will be showing you today how to make this desktop calendar, a little bit different to this one. However, you have an option to have two windows for your calendar, and like so you can have January in one, February in another one, and then you just flip them and going to what's that, March, April, and I've done them two-sided. Okay, and I will be showing you how to make these tabs as well and everything else. Also, if you want, I've done this little pocket for a bag, and I will show you the bag as well. This is the bag. So there is an option. You can attach a little pocket. I haven't decided yet whether I want to attach it or not. And of course, in this pocket, you are going to put all your months to store it, okay? But obviously, I haven't decided yet whether I want to attach it or not. But I will show you how to make it as well. So you have this option, and it's dimensional as well, as you can see, and it sits on your desk like so. And I think it's just a beautiful piece to even display without any of your calendar bits. Or you can also use it as your photo frame and put some pictures inside, so it's completely up to you. So to start with our project, you will need two pieces of chipboard that are measuring 10 inches by 8 inches, and you also will need white cardstock that is measuring 11.5 inches by 9.5 inches. And I decided to go for white cardstock instead of, as you can see, I have used black in here on this project. So I decided to use white cardstock this time because I am going to use Stamperia Arctic Antarctic paper. And now you want to glue this chipboard to your cardstock, and I will be using Mod Podge for this. Now when you apply the Mod Podge on your chipboard, you want to turn it around and glue it down to your white cardstock, and you want to be as centered as you can and roughly leave the same amount of space all around. Okay, and just glue it down, stick it, make sure it all sticks, our little corners, like so, and let it dry for a bit. After it's dry, I will be using double-sided tape all around the perimeter, like so, closest to the cut edge, and I'm going to be going around applying tape. However, you can also use just your liquid glue if you don't have no double-sided tape. That's completely fine. I'm doing this because it's quicker and I don't have to wait for glue to dry. However, use whatever you have. And I will be going around the perimeter, applying the tape, and also for more security I will be applying tape on the edge of our chipboard. And now when all tape applied, you want to make sure that it all sticks down, and go ahead and burnish every single strip of double-sided tape that you have put down, like so, like so. And next you want to take something to protect your table, and I've got this very cool mitering little tool, and we're going to be mitering our corners. However, if you don't have a mitering tool, that's fine, because what you're going to do, take your Tim Holtz ruler and you want to position it from this corner here, 1/8 inch away, and cut it with a knife. However, because I have mitering tool, I will be using it and cutting off all our 4 corners. Next, you want to take all your tape off, if you are using tape. If you are using glue, you don't have to do that, obviously. I start from the smallest side, and you want to burnish it, and I'm going to burnish another one, this one, and now we are going to stick it down. Start from the middle and going out, make sure you press down, then other side, start from the middle, press it down and go outwards. Now burnish it very well, burnish both sides, and next we're going to make our corners look nice. So what you have to do is take your bone folder and put these little corners in. See the difference? So you want to do this to all 4 corners. now we've got ourselves one panel. So you want to do the same to your second bit. And after you've done both panels, quite presentable looking, as you can see, it's time for us to move on and make a stand. So it's this bit. For that you will need a cardstock that will measure, and let me put these ones aside. You need a piece of cardstock that measures 10 inches by 7 inches. Then you will take your scoreboard like so, and on 7-inch side, so make sure your 7-inch side aligned. Along 7-inch side you're gonna score at 1/2 inch, then 3.5 inches and 6.5 inches. That's our scoring done. And now you want to fold and burnish, starting from your flaps, starting from your flaps. You want to crease it. So flaps you're gonna do properly. You crease them towards the bumpy side. So as you can see, this is your bumpy side. You're gonna do your both flaps towards the bump, like so, crease and burnish, and then your middle one is gonna go up, because this is what is gonna make our stand. And make sure it's all aligned nicely, like so, and then go ahead and burnish this bit. Next you want to do, so this is our stand. Next you want to apply, and it depends again what are you using. You can use your liquid glue if you like. I'm using score tape, and I'm applying my score tape on both flaps like so. And where's my ruler to cut it off? And I'm turning around, and again I'm applying on my second flap a bit of score tape. And you know what's coming next. Next we are going to burnish it very well. So that's that done. Now go ahead and burnish it properly. Make sure it all sticks like so. So we have our stand, and in this position our tape is facing out, and this is going to be a bit which we're going to attach to our panel. So to attach to our panel, decide which one is going to be the top, which one is going to be bottom, if there is any difference, of course. So this is going to be my bottom, and I'm going to attach, and I will have to flip it around. So my bottom is going to be on your top, as you can see now. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little bit of tape off again, and I'm going to align it with the very edge of my panel. Make sure it's nice and neat, like so. Secure it, hold it, and I will take my tape backing off, and now I will go ahead and burnish it very well, like so. And now we want to do the same to the second panel. So again, decide which one is going to be top, which one is going to be bottom, if there is any difference, which I don't have any difference. I can't see any difference. And now my bottom is again, because I wanted to flip it, it's easier for me. So this was the bottom we attached, and then this piece we are attaching exactly the same. So I'm taking a little bit of backing off. I am aligning nice and neat with my second panel, like so. Press it down, and then take the rest of the tape backing off and open it up and burnish, burnish, burnish. And as you can see, we have all sorts of our construction going on in here. So for this bit, you want a piece of paper, white card if you're using the same, or black, whichever one you prefer. You can also use some patterned paper over here. I'm going plain inside. So our panel did measure 8 by 10. So I'm gonna cut 2 pieces of white card that are gonna be measuring 7 3/4 by 9 3/4. And I've got 2 pieces over here. Now go ahead and glue them down. And now we have our stand attached to our front and back panel. So next we are going to use some nice pattern paper, and use whichever one you like. I will be using Arctic Antarctic from Stamperia, because I'm absolutely in love with Stamperia papers. And I will see you then. I have matted my front and my back using beautiful Arctic Antarctic paper. And this is the beauty of making your own goodies, whichever you make, whether you make storage boxes, whether you make like this desktop calendars, or anything, you name it. It is an opportunity for you to use your favorite supplies and make it look really nice. So I haven't done anything to the inside, however you can also mat inside, but I'm gonna leave it plain. And now to connect these 2 parts on the top, you can use either a strip of paper, a hinge from paper if you want. However, you want to do it before you mat, or in my case I will be using, I have these beautiful hinges, and I think they're gonna go really nice with this project. I have used these hinges for this one as well. You can see front and back. Okay, so I'm gonna be using and attaching these to my calendar. For that I have super glue, just because in this instance I need a quick stick and also glossy accents, because we're gonna be continuing working on it and we want it to be nice and stuck. our hinges are attached. And we have a standing desktop calendar. I will do some finishing touches to it. And I will use some of these bits to make it look better. You also can use some, show you what you can use. You can use some of these and cut them and make like a nail head, or you know what I mean, so it looks nice. This is just something I have in my little gadget box. And this is what I'm gonna be using. So for this, to attach those, I will be using my glue gel, and it won't take long to set, for it to set. So I'm just gonna be applying some glue gel to these holes and attaching these clips to them. Now our hinges having more finished look, and I will stand it up like so, and I will just put it aside to sit and dry. And now while our hinges are drying, we want to make a frame, a little window, just like this one. So on my Arctic Antarctic desktop calendar, I will be using only one frame. However, if you want to use two, just go ahead and do this bit twice. Okay, so it's completely up to you what look you're going for. So I thought I'm gonna try two frames, so I can actually house 2 months at a time. Okay, or you can do one. So if you want to do two, just cut twice this bit we are going to do now. And you will need a chipboard. This is a chipboard that is measuring 3.5 by 4.5. So just to repeat, for your frame you want a piece of cardboard that is measuring 4.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Then you take your ruler, you take a pencil, and we're gonna make a frame which is gonna be 1/2 inch frame all around. So just take your ruler and draw with your pencil 1/2 inch frame all around. And this is how we're gonna be creating our little window. Next, you want something to cut on, and let's put this one underneath. And you want to be careful, and you want to have a sharp knife, and we're going to be cutting this bit out. And there we go. This is going to be our frame. To make your frame look nice, you will need a piece of cardstock That is, let me just double check. Yep, a piece of cardstock that is measuring 5.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So 5.5 inches by 4.5 inches. And for this step, I will be using my very large double-sided tape. However, you can use just a glue. And I'm going to position and I didn't do it straight, but hey ho, never mind, it will all work. So I'm going to cut it like so. It's gonna save me a little bit time. I'm going to burnish it from the back, making sure it all sticks. And now I have a little bit overhanging here, so I'm going to take scissors and cut it like so. It's not much. And then, because I don't have a little bit in here, I'm just gonna take my 1/4 inch tape and add a little bit on the bottom like so, and burnish, burnish, burnish. Next step, you want to take your double-sided tape off, all of it. Come on. Oh. So if you don't use double-sided tape, then what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your whichever color cardstock you're using, and then you are going to apply glue on your frame, okay, all around, and stick it down to your cardstock. And from there you are going to be using glue for all the flaps we're going to be creating. So now I'm going to position my frame roughly in the middle like so. Okay, and now I'm going to cut miter my corners. And again, if you don't have mitering tool, you can always use Tim Holtz ruler for this step. And it's stuck. I'm gonna try not to push it down too much. Now we're gonna be doing exactly the same what we have done with our panels, big panels. Now outer bit is done. To do inner bit, you take your ruler again, and from inside of your frame you measure 1/2 inch, and let's do it with pen, maybe it's going to be more visible for you. Yep, from inside of your frame 1/2 inch, and you draw another frame on all 4 sides like so. And then what you're gonna do is you are going to cut this inside bit out. Now when this is done, we are going to cut from corner to corner down, from corner of the frame to the corner of this rectangle cutout that we just done. And now what's left is to fold it and to make sure that our frame sides are nice. Burnish with your bone folder and you fold it and you stick it down, and you're gonna do it to all 4 sides. And now our frame has a really nice finish to it, as you can see. To mat your frame, you will need a piece of pattern paper that measures 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and we are going to be making a 1/4 inch frame this time. And you also can, on reverse, use your pencil and do what we did with this frame. So draw 1/4 inch frame all around with your pencil and then go in and cut it out. However, I'm being brave here and I'm hoping that I can do it without a pencil mark. We soon find out. Okay, so this is our frame. And we are going to glue it right on the top. So our mat layer onto our frame is glued down, and now what we want to do to this frame is to give it a little bit of dimension. I hope you can see over here that our frames actually have a dimension, and you want dimension underneath so you can easily slide things in, whichever those things are gonna be, whether it's gonna be your pictures or a calendar, what I'm doing over here. So for that, I have some chipboard, and it's the same chipboard I have used to make the frame itself. And what I have done, I already glued 2 pieces together here, so they're a little bit thicker. And so I have 2 pieces of chipboard, and these measure, I will tell you now, about 3 1/4 inches long, and they are 1/4 inch wide. So what I've done, I took 6 pieces like this. I did cut 6 pieces, and I glued 2 together just with the glue, like so, and just hold it, push it down, and I ended up with 3 bits like this. And these 3 bits are going to be glued on 3 sides of our frame, so on the left side, right side, and our bottom. So turn it around, decide which one is going to be your bottom, which one is going to be your left, right, whether you want to turn it around and it's going to look better like this. So decide which one is it going to be. And now we are going to glue these bits, and I'm using just liquid glue. Put some liquid glue and have a look which side I'm gluing. I did put glue on this side here because I want it to stand up like so, and we have that much space in our frame. So I position it right in the bottom of my frame, roughly center it, and don't go right to the edge. It's about 1/8 of an inch from the frame, and I will show you in a second. So just push it down, let the glue grab, and it's about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of our frame. Okay, and this is how much space we are going to have there to put all our lovely goodies. And as I said before, you can put whatever you want in there. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to glue 3 sides. Now our frame is complete, and we added dimension underneath. So just put it aside and let it dry. Now to the fun part, and we're gonna be making our little tabs. So we can put our calendar on, and for that you are going to need, I'm using here, and I have 6 pieces of cardstock that measures 4 inches by 4¼ inch. Okay, however, I'm gonna be using 6 because I'm gonna be making my calendar double-sided on a tab. Okay, so it's gonna be like so. So I can turn it around and put it back in. However, if you want to make it single-sided and do 1 tab per 1 month, then you are going to need 12 pieces of cardstock that are measuring 4 inches by 4¼ inch. Okay, so 4 inches by 4¼ inch. So if you're making single-sided, you're gonna need 12 pieces, or if you're making like I do, double-sided, then you're only gonna need 6 pieces. And now fun begins. So to make a tab, I'm going to be using We Are Memory Keepers tab punch board, and you have to make sure your 4 inches is your width, so you have to make sure you punch your tab on the right side. Okay, so 4 inches is your width, and we want our tab to be punched on the top. So to punch your tab, and I'm going to be making mine in the middle like so. It's up to you if you want to make it left side, right side, however you like. I'm making mine in the middle. So for that, you take your piece of card and you have to make sure 4-inch side is on the top. Next, you're going to position your card stock where it says 4L. So we're going for a large tab, and you're going to position it at 4L. Punch it. turn it around, position it at large tab, punch it again, and then we are going to get rid of this excess bit, like so. And our tab is done. After that, if you want, you can round your corners, and I'm going to round my corners as well. And I'm going to round all 4 corners. Like so. And you're going to do that to all pieces, whether you're gonna have 6 or 12. When you've done all your tabs, then it's time to mat those. And for that, for mat layers, you will need pattern paper, whichever you like, of course, which measures 3 3/4 inches by 3 1/4 inch. I have matted all my tabs, my 6 tabs, both sides each, as you can see. And now what have I done is, there they are, all nice and ready for the calendar to go on. Now what I've done is I've printed a calendar just from Google. You know, you can find plenty of different calendars. And this is going to be 2023 calendar. I've printed it out, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna cut separately January, February, April. This is gonna go right on the tab, and I will show you that. And yeah, just cut it out, stick it down, but make sure you do put the right month to the right name of the month. Okay, so don't make a mess and start cutting everything out, and then you don't know which one is February, which one is March, which one is April. Okay, so just be careful when you cut those out, and try to keep them together. Okay, I went ahead and I did cut all my months out, and I did cut them separately from the name of the month as well. And now I'm going to be sticking it down. Before I do that, I will use some weathered wood distress oxide. And you also can round your corners as well, because when I was matting, I rounded my corners as well, just to carry on with this theme. However, you can leave it plain, just rectangular, like so. It doesn't really matter, and it probably actually will look even better if I will leave these ones rectangular. Let's have a look. I can always cut my corners, and I will be using distress oxide weathered wood just to go around the edges. And I think this particular color is gonna complement very well with Arctic Antarctic collection. And this is how it looks. At least it's not bare white edges. And now what I'm gonna do to December, I'm going to cut it smaller, like so. I'm going to use again we are memory keepers. Oh, this is 1/2 inch. I want 1/4 inch corner rounder, like so. And I'm going to be going around the edges again with weathered wood distress oxide, just so it doesn't look too boring. Next, I'm gonna take my tweezers, glue. So our December is going on the top, like so. And I might actually go a little bit more crazy and do a little bit, let me just find a piece of paper, a little bit more distressing. I'm just gonna take copy paper here, and I will do a tiny little bit more distressing on the calendar, like so. Doesn't have to be much. Like so. I hope you can see that. And this is exactly what I've done. This was exactly the same calendar, and I distressed this particular one with vintage photo distress oxide, as you can see. So it gives that a little bit worn vintage look. And I will do the same with these ones as well, just using different color of distress oxide. And now I'm going to take glue and glue this one down. You want to center it because it's gonna go in our frame, like so. And you want to do it now to all your 12 months. Now that we have our beautiful calendar done, I will show you how to make this back pocket. This one here, it's a gusseted pocket, so you can fit quite a bit in there. And it's of course optional. If you want to make it, you can, and if you don't, you don't. But it's basically to go on the back, or if you want, you can also hide it somewhere inside, like so. It's completely up to you, but it's nice to have an option of the pocket, because you might want to make some more tabs. So this, for example, is year 2023, and you might want to make yourself for year 2024, okay, and put them all in. So it's completely up to you whether you're gonna make it or not, and you're gonna put it on the back. You can also hide it inside, sideways or normal way, so it's completely up to you. To make this pocket, you are going to need a piece of paper, cardstock that measures 7.5 inches by 4 inches, 7.5 inches by 4 inches, and then you're gonna take your scoreboard and you're gonna score 7.5 inch side at 1/2 inch 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 6 inches, 6.5, and 7 inches. Then you're gonna turn it on your 4-inch side along the scoreboard, and you're gonna score it at 3.5 inches. And this is what you want to end up with. Hopefully you can see that. We're going to put scoreboard away, and now you want to cut. You want to cut out up to this score line, and you want to cut out this corner here, like so. And you want to do it to both sides. So again, the bottom, and we are going to cut out this 3 out. Now you want to taper slightly, ever so slightly, this flap. Okay. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start folding, and you're folding first one in, then out, and you burnish it in between, and then back in, like so. This is what you want to end up with. And then we're gonna do the same with this side. In, and then out, and then back in. So this is our gusset. Bottom, fold and burnish. Next, what you want to do, you want to open this flap, fold this one down, and you want to glue this bottom flap on top of these side flaps. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue just on the bottom, because this is what we want to glue together. Hold it in, press it down, and hold it for a couple of seconds. Let the glue grab. Okay, and then after that, it's completely up to you what you want to use to glue this pocket down. So obviously you are going to mat this one. To mat this pocket, you're gonna need a mat layer that measures 4.25 inches by 3.25 inches. So go ahead and do that. Also, for the back, when you decide where you want to glue this pocket, you either can use your liquid glue, or in my case, I will be using double-sided tape, and I'm just going to put my double-sided tape right on the flap, like so, at the bottom, and also both sides. So this way, when I'm gonna decide to attach this pocket, all I have to do is take the tape backing off and glue it down. This way we are going to end up, and don't forget to burnish, burnish, burnish. We are going to end up with gusseted pocket that will hold quite a bit of goodies. Okay, like so. And I did mat my pocket, and now all these calendar bits are gonna fit inside, and I will show you. So you can slot 3 in this bit, and then another 3 in this bit, and it will hold quite a bit, as you can see. So now we are going back to our stand. And this is how beautiful our stand is so far. And the back of it. Okay, so now we are going to attach our frame to the front of our stand, and you want to really have a look where exactly you want this frame to be attached. Like for example, on this one, I wanted kind of the elephants to be visible still a little bit, at least a little bit. Okay, so over here in my focus are penguins. I absolutely love penguins, and I want this little family to be visible definitely. I want these to be visible as well, but I don't think I'm gonna get that. And you can do a dry run and have a look how it's gonna look, or we can put it a little bit on the side like so and do it this way. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it, and I think I'm gonna go on the side this way. I'm gonna still be able to see these hinges, whereas if I'm gonna put it this way, I will be hiding one of the hinges. So I'm going for this position here. I want these little babies to be visible, and this one as well. And when we're gonna slot in, this is what it's gonna look like. So now what I'm gonna do, you can use whichever glue you want. On this one here, on these frames, to glue them down, I did use glue gel, and I know when it's gonna dry, it's gonna stick for life. So it's completely up to you. As I said again, you can use liquid glue, you can use glue gel, or you can use some glossy accents. And I'm gonna try, I was going to say to go for glossy accents, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna go with glue gel, because I know when glue gel sticks, it's going to be for life, and it has a little bit of a dimension. So if there are any imperfections and not the whole surface is touching our base, okay, our front, then I know glue gel will do the trick for that. So I'm going to apply glue gel, and don't need much. This way I'm not using glue gel for dimension, I'm actually using glue gel to glue it down. So I don't need much. Very carefully apply it on all three sides, and if I miss a little bit, that's completely fine, it's not a problem. And now, before you drop it down, make sure you are in the right place where you want it. So I want these little babies to be visible, and that little baby to be visible as well. So I am going to glue it down, and glue gel is gonna dry within a few hours depending on the weather. I like to actually leave it over the night. Okay, so I'm not going to put these in at the moment. However, this is our little desktop calendar is done now, and I hope you can see that. This is the front, and it's standing up, and this is the back, and you always can put this pocket somewhere in the back if you want, or as I said before, you can put it inside and hide it. So there we are. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and please leave me a comment, and please tell me what you think about it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, to my channel, and yeah, make sure you hit that notification bell, because I tell you what, it's gonna be loads of amazing projects coming, and I have so many ideas. So here are the pictures of finished project. Don't run away yet. Make sure you have a look at those, and thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.